ensemble. This tripod kind of sucks, but you know.
It's all right, dude. It's part of the mise en scène.
Amazing. Let me know if you have any troubles.
Whoa. Look at that.
That's kind of a girl boss. We all look like it. Okay, go ahead.
Hello, everyone. We're going to start the town hall. I'd like to introduce Deputy Speaker Clarissa Pires. She's going to lead the meeting and give a quick speech.
Hi everyone, like yes, queens and kings and everything in the building. It's an honor to be here with you all today. You know, welcome to today's town hall. I just want to say a little bit about this. Like, this is a vital part of our community on campus with each other. So we're here today to discuss like matters that happen to all of us on campus, so that we can better advocate for each other, you know? This town hall provides a platform for open communication where we can hear your concerns and share ideas and discuss ways we can improve the experiences that we all share. Please note that I will not be answering questions today, but I am here to listen to your concerns and get your feedback so I can better advocate for you all. This is an opportunity for us to better understand the needs of the students that we're serving here for Rick, you know? So I'm just gonna pass the mic to President Jakes as he has some words for you all.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker Pires, and thank you all for being here tonight. So I just wanted to quickly give you guys some updates of where SCG is at right now and what we are trying to do for the student body. Some accomplishments we've had so far this year, as many of you see, every Wednesday we have free drinks for the student body during free period. You saw the gels outside. We have the hot chocolate inside now that it's colder out. We had the big winners inaugural bash last week. It was fun. We had dinner, we had bingo, big prizes. Over 600 students showed up. It was a great event. We have we started the Donovan Dining Committee this semester. We have a couple members of it right here. They've been vital towards making our the Donovan a better place for everybody. We'll also provide some financial policies to allow our student organizations more resources in order to be better. We also formed a graduate student committee to better represent our graduate students. And some of our future goals are SCG will be hosting a concert in March of 2025. It will be 41 will be coming onto campus. We're going to be introducing an engagement platform which will be implemented to enhance student engagement and involvement and for campus activities. And we're going to get some more digital signage on the quad, which will better update students on events and updates that students need to know in order to, as students of this college community, so everyone can be more involved. I now yield back to you.
He knows my name. So we're going to start the questions. So who wants to go first? Okay, I'll go first. My first complaint is we didn't introduce ourselves. We are student community government on campus. We fight for student voice. One of the reasons why I'm doing this is first, the last time we did this, there were a bunch of administrations and students couldn't speak when there were a bunch of administrations in the midst. So we decided to do it less formal and more informal so we can hear your voices and hopefully have some educated discussion. You would like to help us make the school better. We are SCG. Powder members, raise your hands. They help us every other Wednesday at 7 to discuss exactly how to make the school better. I'm the treasurer, she's the speaker, deputy speaker, secretary, vice president, president, and we are the e-board. Now who wants to start?
Hi, I'm Ramel or Mel. So the first thing I kind of want to clock is this heat situation. I'm a big bitch. Respectfully, turn it down. It needs to be turned down, shut off, something. Because there's no reason to feel like I'm having hot flashes in the middle of the night. I can't sleep in the heat. I be having 9 a.m.s, 8 a.m.s. If I can't sleep, now I'm up until 3 a.m. waiting for my window to stay open long enough so it can get cold. They can't do it. It's not working. And for those who are like, okay, but I get cold, buy a heater. Respectfully, I'm sorry. Buy a heater, put a blanket on, put a hoodie on, find a sweater. I don't know what to tell you. But when it's cold, you can just keep putting on more layers. When it's hot, I can only take but so much off. Because I'm not walking around my dorm cheeks out in the wind. I'm sorry. I'm not doing it. I would not do this. Tell my roommate right here. I refuse. So, if there's anything we can do, can we?
What number are you in?
318.
Penfield Brown.
Penfield.
I looked at it.
Yeah, after the heat was like turned on, I was lucky for a bit. Like my cold ear was still slightly on. I was like, okay. And then out of nowhere one day it just switched on and it just leaks out. Like my ear, the fan is completely off to the max, completely off. I made sure, and I can still feel the heat leaking out. So that's what I have to say so far.
Sorry, I don't need a mic. Thank you. So when complaints are made, how is it addressed? Like, what happened? What's the next step?
So the next step for us is if, for example, if it's something more like generalized, we can talk to the right person, and if the person doesn't answer, we keep going higher and until they just address. So that's the power that we have as SCG. We have straight line communication straight to the president of the college. So we do the due diligence of like being respectful and going to the right channel. If that doesn't work, we go straight to the president.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, so I agree with my roommate here that we need to address the heat issue because even if you turn everything down all the way, you can still feel the heat coming out of the vent, and you can like feel how warm the walls are and stuff. And I mean, my window is fully open, and November's almost over because I can't sleep otherwise. And on top of that, I think that Penfield should be fumigated or something similar because I've seen mice. I've seen what I'm pretty sure is a cockroach. And I'm not very comfortable living with cockroaches or mice, especially since I'm allergic to both of them. And I don't really want to have to pick between spending most of my time at home and trying to figure out how to commute even though I don't have a car, or taking allergy medication that I can't like really tolerate very well. And I'm not sure who I'm supposed to talk to get that done, but it's becoming more and more an issue.
I actually second what why are you laughing? I actually second what my good friend Shayla said about fumigated was the word that you used. All right, we need to air that place out. There's way too much. There are little friends running around. You know what I mean? And I feel like they need to be shown out or like taken care of or something. Cause like I'm hearing scratches in the night, and I haven't gone crazy yet. Finals hadn't happened. You know what I mean? But that is a big roach that I just saw. Can someone get that? It's like, I ain't never seen no roach, but like, I know when you see one of them, you're gonna see more, you know. One roach,
Don't speak that into this.
ladies, gentlemen, everybody in between. One roach implies a lot of roaches. Think about it. I don't know what's scratching in my walls, and I know it's not my roommate. He's sleeping his bed on the other side, and like, I know he don't be moving like that. So, that's all I gotta say. Huh?
Talk to your RA.
Several times.
I mentioned it to Daniel. You know.
Did you maybe the house director of housing?
Nah, I be forgetting.
I think I watched like 3.
Yeah.
That's my thing.
Yeah. I would talk to them directly, even though it's like the good leg, I would bring to the house.
Who's the director of housing again?
One day.
Darcy?
Are they here tonight? Are they here tonight?
Darcy's not here.
Why not?
So today we only have students.
Out of obligation.
Yeah, this is a student-led town hall. Because when administration is here, it's hard for students' voices to be heard because they're ignorant.
All right, hi everybody. What's going on, Tess? Yeah, so I work at the radio station, and we have a big problem with trying to get mold out of our office, and that won't go. It's been there for 3 years, and we've been complaining about it. You complain to people, they hear it, and then they just turn away. And so I don't know. That's what I got to say. That mold is in the radio station, and they won't get rid of it. Yeah, thanks.
All right, so we have some more complaints about our office space. First off, we have a mouse. His name is Mark. I have informed TJ. We have informed facilities. The mouse is still there. Secondly, we had mold in our fridge because when they renovated our office, they didn't drain it right. So we came back and we had to throw away our fridge. That fridge is older than I am. That was really messed up. Now we have a mini fridge because our advisor was very nice and gave us one. Thirdly, we don't have heat. Our AC is still on right now. That's not very cash money. We also have holes in our ceilings, and that's how wasps get in. And when I told the school that I'm allergic to them, they told me to carry an EpiPen.
It's just like World War III. Y'all
These are complaints that we've been complaining about for a year and a half, and they've done nothing about. So,
It's the pandemic that got the Bible.
Yeah. No heat, no fridge.
Also, 2 of our doors have been broken for a year. Both locks on the outside doors have been broken. And someone maybe came and fixed it the other day, but it was still broken today when I went there. So whatever he spent 30 minutes doing did not fix it.
No shade. Some of them just not be doing their job.
Sometimes
I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes when the handyman come in, they don't be doing it. They just be there to be there.
Also, Miguel, I see you taking notes. Our water doesn't work either. Okay, those are my comments. They gave us a new rug. Our faucets don't work.
Oh, we got new rugs.
We got new rugs.
Yeah, we got new rugs too.
Oh my God.
Look, they look like a new room.
We got new rugs. We got couches. We got no running water.
There might be a court case somewhere in there.
So I was gonna say, this is just a general Rick runaround thing, but like, so our dorm, we have our old roommates who lived there before us had like I live in Penfield, and whoever the roommates were before us left an old shower head, right? And then we've put in 2 different, what's the word I'm looking for? Facilities like requests, and we still have the same shower head because we're being waterboarded. So if it is possible that we could somehow like hold facilities accountable for that, I don't know if that's an us thing or if that's a higher up. But this is maybe just a general thing. More administration needs to be held accountable because there's a lot of changes that they are not doing for students, and we're paying their paychecks.
I actually have 2 concerns. One is the bathroom on the first floor from the ground floor in Craig Lee. Every time I use it, either the soap dispensers don't work, or there's no soap, or there's no paper towel. And it's both dispensers. And I've had to use toilet paper to wipe my hands. And I've had to, sometimes it's taken me 3 sinks to just get some decent soap. And also the bathroom downstairs from the library next to the Academic Success Center where I work. There's one bathroom, I think it's the 3rd or 4th stall towards the sinks. The lock has been broken for a year. And there's one toilet, I think it's either the third or the fourth one, is broken. It doesn't flush all the way. The automatic flusher doesn't work properly.
So we just found out that we is disgusting, so let's keep going.
Well, we're talking about the locks. I know there's a bathroom in the communications building. I don't know the name of it. What's the Whipple? In Whipple, there's a lock that doesn't work there. As well as there's a toilet in the bistro. You go to flush that thing, it'll just shoot water out and hit the ceiling. It's crazy. Yeah, it's the bigger stall or the smaller stall in the bistro. It'll just shoot water. It's crazy. Like you gotta back up when you flush. It's nuts. Hold on. Sorry. Going back to the facilities thing. The facilities 9 times out of 10 they take care of things. I complain about things in the radio. The outlet's broken. Whatever. They come in. They fix it. I don't have to complain. Yeah, but I'm going to put a facilities request in for no toilet. But when I call facilities and I say, hey, an outlet's busted at the radio, it was fixed the next day.
Easy things get fixed.
Yeah.
That involves like for them to actually know what this is going to fix it, doesn't get fixed.
No, listen, I can complain about facilities all day, but I don't know, they're not too bad. I think that, I don't know, I haven't complained about the toilet in the bistro to anybody, but somebody's got to go look at it. That's crazy.
Someone fall in. Okay.
Oh, no,
I don't know. Oh, you got it. You really did. Look at this huge. It's huge. It's so right. It is. It's not. It's really like it hoses you.
All right, lock it.
I'm trying.
Okay, another complaint about the Craigley bathrooms, because number one up, I hate them. People keep smoking in the gender-neutral bathroom, and I would like it if they did not. I have one bathroom on this campus I can use, and they want to smoke in it. That's rude.
Is that really only one gender-neutral bathroom on this campus?
I don't know, but that's the only one I know of. Horace Mann does not have gender-neutral bathrooms. I think the Unity Center does. There's one in Craigley, and then in theory the Media Center, because neither of ours are gendered. But
if you type in gender-neutral bathrooms, they have a map of where they are.
I will do that. I don't go to any other buildings though, so this is the only one that affects me.
Oh, sorry.
Hi. So real quick, there are gender-neutral bathrooms on every floor in Craigley. So there are like 4 or 5 in there.
Yeah, so the issue is because they're all in the same part of the building, the smoke goes up into all of them.
Yeah, because sometimes you like walk the hall and it's like, oh my god, someone just hotboxed us. It's like, yeah, no, I hear you. I do have an actual complaint as well though. I'm concerned about parking going forward. I think currently we're bordering on getting a little full at the closer parking lots. I feel like every day I see like almost every parking lot besides B is full. And I think with the construction, that's taking up some parking spots. I think with Whipple now planning to be expanded and C getting nixed, that's going to be even worse. And I think while it's okay now, I think there needs to be a plan going forward on how we're going to address that, whether that's like our shuttle gets better so people can park in East Campus and then get shuttled over. But I think there needs to be a plan for that because it's just going to get worse.
So I'm going to be honest. We have talked to some multiple times, and they keep saying that it was worse when we had like most complaints. That we don't get to complain. But then we went around to like if that's the case, we should make our shuttle better because it sucks. We don't have an app, we don't have anything online, but the shuttle is run every single day. I don't understand it. That's what we need to find out. Oh my god.
So, no, it's working. So, my concern's kind of the present, but it's also the future too. When I'm thinking about like the future of the students, due to the fact that artificial intelligence is actually gaining rapid attention more and more about the monks, actually, where there's like Watson, Gemini, Bard, GPT, Claude. I think this is a more of a administrative question. some students are concerned that they're doing their works, but it keeps getting flagged for AI even though they haven't used it, because there have been many tools that are actually falsely detecting that it's AI, but it wasn't actually AI done it. And then some people actually using the AI are actually not being detected as using AI, so it's kind of like blurring the lines. And since it's inevitable and it's actually promoting such, not laziness, but it's kind of like a lot of people are not aware of how to use AI properly, should the school be prepared to adapt to the reality of it's already integrated in our healthcare system, our justice systems, there's an ethics committee in Rhode Island. Should the school be prepared for the natural transition moving on forward, starting in 2025 or 2026 if need be, given the fact that as, again, more time has passed, more advancements come out. For example, AI agents, which is like a specialization where if you want coding, for example, there'll be one meant for coding, or if you want one for writing, there'll be one meant for writing. Should they be aware of this, all of these changes coming about?
I mean, Jack.
I can't wait. Why are you still right now?
Like, I'm not against it. I actually like it. It's because I'm all for societal changes. I'm actually here for my second degree, trying to get my master's down the line that focuses on therapy, but human integration with technological changes and how they affect the society. But I think this is like very important issues that need to be addressed specifically for everyone, from kids to adults nowadays.
No, really, because I hate when they try and talk to me for AI. I didn't even use it. Don't do that.
Excuse me. Hi. So I'm on a academic technology advisory committee or whatever, and there's a few teachers on there and some faculty or whatever, and they all like give their opinions. They are freaking out about how they don't know if people are using AI or not. The old Blackboard, it used to give like a little percentage. The new Blackboard Ultra does not even do that. So teachers are like, I have no idea how to know. They're going to those like weird sites to see AI detectors, and those aren't really reliable. And they are aware of that. That's a complaint that is coming up a lot, that they're like, we have no way to tell. And a big thing that they're thinking about doing is, like what you're saying, using AI within the assignment requirements or whatever, like how you like the coding AIs or whatever they teach you. It'll be like work with that and then post your results or whatever. Teachers are trying, maybe, I don't know necessarily, I don't want to say that they're doing that, but they're really thinking about it because they have no idea what to do about it.
I'm on the academic integrity board. Basically, if you cheat, you get to see me. But I am. Yeah. So it is a big problem of like there's a bunch of students that got called into the academic integrity board for using Grammarly, and Grammarly is basically a safe thing to use at RIC. But the students claim that they use Grammarly, but the professor says no, to use ChatGPT. So that's like a huge issue that we are trying to get. My committee is trying to get RIC Council, which is the big committee on campus, to safely give them a policy to go with this because they have no idea. And it's not their job to come with policies, it's the school's job. So we are trying to do that. I will tell you.
No, I think, but yes, that's why it's actually great that they're looking into it. And I'm sorry, I don't know your name.
Fatia.
I'm Jack. Yeah, so when Jack mentioned how like there's like the professors and all the advisors, I think they should really look into those experts because no offense to the professors, but if they don't understand, like a nursing professor, I'm sorry to them, but they're not specializing in AI, for example, so they don't really know. They only think about GPT. But I mentioned Bard, Watson, Gemini. There are hundreds of like thousands already coming out there. It's not just GPT. There's like different systems. And Grammarly existed many years before. Everyone's used it. And nowadays it's being flagged here and there, which makes no sense.
Yeah.
Even though RIC considers it safe, there's been other cases nationwide where students used it and now they're getting in trouble.
Yeah, there's a bunch of cases where the students, in this case, actually basically, the professor wouldn't like, they made it hard for the students, like, want to do better, so it wasn't their fault. So that's something that we're trying to figure out, or Ray should figure out.
Thank you.
As a student at RIC, I feel like sometimes RIC is a lot of talk when it comes to their students, yet they put everybody except for they focus on everybody but their students. For example, with the parking, why is it that there's so much staff parking? Respectfully, you do not live on campus. You do not need it that badly. And if you have it, it should only be for certain hours. And even down to the parking lot, the big parking lot, why is it that everybody has to be out by 1 a.m.? It's a parking lot. What are we worried about? A tree falling? Womp womp. Like, I don't know what to tell you. It's a parking lot. I should be able to park there if I want to.
I think the thing with the big lot was that so we had a problem meeting at the beginning of this year, and a bunch of commuters, we're mostly made of commuters, but they were saying is that the big parking lot, there was no parking for them, and they were telling residents, like, because we all were parking there, and so they don't want people parking there overnight, because then they don't leave their cars in the morning, and then all those spaces that commuters could use are being used by residents who, like, live there and have that giant parking lot in the back. So I get it. I also want to use that big parking lot, and also I get, like, if you're a commuter and you don't have parking, like, if that's your big lot, like, it sucks to see residents there.
I also feel the same for, like, even the parking lot right in front of Brown. For health services, I think after a certain amount of hours, like as soon as health services is closed, those spots should be up for grabs. And it's just more of a, okay, you need to be out by 8 a.m. Yeah. Because that's when the people who work there come in. So if your car is not moved by like 7 or 8, you get a ticket, you get told like something happens. But I feel once health services is closed, those parks should be up for grabs. And I think that should go for most like parking lots. There's no reason that a lot of students are trying to cram their cars into one parking lot when we have so many. Especially when, honestly, some of you guys cannot park. I'm so sorry, but some of you guys cannot park to save your life because there's no reason I'm walking by and there's a car on an angle. Like, why are the cars spelling out somebody's name? I'm sorry, it's just kind of ridiculous, and I think the parking spots should be a bit bigger too. Because I can understand why some people struggle to get into those small, very, very small parks. But another thing is even like the Don Mills, the swipes, we're students and we're paying money to eat, yet they're controlling what we eat and what we're using that money for. And it's kind of ridiculous because it's like, I'm paying you and I can't even use my meal on what I want to use. And it's like, come on. And it doesn't help the fact that even for us who live in Penfield, we're paying an extra like what, $4,000? And yeah, we're paying like an extra $3,000, $4,000 to live there, and then the heat's an issue. We have mites, we have different bugs. The water isn't constantly hot. We just have a bunch of, the elevator's always breaking, specifically one, which I'm not understanding. How do you fix this elevator?
I don't want to get stuck.
The chicken sandwich in the elevator? I'm sorry. The one elevator that works, and that's what you, like, come on.
That was not in there for too long. That's why my house is like, they're just not trying to make a change. I'm also going to, because you had your hand for a while. You're good.
So back to the AI thing real quick. I think it was Jack, question mark, who mentioned that there isn't like safe design anymore. There is. Professors don't know how to use it anymore. Which leads to my next point, was that Blackboard Ultra was one of the worst things we could have done at this college. And I mean that so sincerely. Not that the old Blackboard was like, I was the biggest fan, but I have heard consistently from professors and students that the new Blackboard has less features, it's more confusing, it's pretty, like I'll give them that, but it's really hard, and I'm a grad student who TAs, and like from a grading perspective, it is genuinely so difficult to grade students' work because the way it happens now is like, you used to be able to go like one by one, student by student, like alphabetically. You can't do that anymore. Hot mess. But yeah, safe design used to be automatically turned on. It's not anymore. You have to like go in manually to the settings and turn it on, and it's super annoying, and it used to be automatically turned on. Announcements used to automatically go to your email. They don't anymore. The Blackboard app, I don't know if anyone else experienced this. I have not been able to get in my Blackboard app consistently because I have to like re-log in every single time, and I'm like, it's so bad. It's so bad.
Thank you. Marina, coming.
Thank you. Put that hand down here.
so I have two things to say. Also to go off the AI, like some of my classes, especially for like elementary ed, they literally want us to use AI to make our lesson plans because they know that we're never going to do that. Like we're never going to actually make our own lesson plan, so they're just like, yeah, just use Gemini. Anyways, and with the dining hall situation, why are we the only dining hall that does like by price, like each thing by price? Everyone else just goes in, swipes, and it's like, yeah, I get whatever I want, and then I go. I'm not a part of the dining hall committee, but maybe I should. But that's all I got.
I have 2 points. I am an economics student, and I am concerned about the lack of faculty in my department. They have like 4 professors or something. It's like, and one of them's on sabbatical, so there's no upper level econ courses being taught in the spring. And there was one this semester that was like questionable, like whether it would count towards my major or not. So I have no upper level econ courses, and I'm in my 3rd year. So that sucks, and it would suck for other people if they're in their 4th year, because I know that professor's coming back next year. Also, I studied abroad, and I think that that process is like so difficult, and nobody knows anything about it. And I think there should be more advertisement and advocacy for that.
Accessibility. Yeah, and also as a fellow person in a small program, Rick doesn't know how to deal with it. Who's next? Yeah, what's that?
Amen. All right, first things first, I would love nothing more than if we could just swipe to get into dawn, call it a day, eat, leave, whatever. That'd be great. That'd be awesome. Less meals even, whatever. Whatever it takes, that'd be awesome. Second thing is, I think health services and the counseling center needs to get out of Brown. They close a door. We can't use an entire door for like what, 9 to 5? That's crazy. I went at like 9:01 or something, and they told me to go around. I was like, are you kidding? My door's right above you guys. Like, oh my god, whatever. Counseling and health services, they gotta go. He's so fair though about the advisors and the staff situation. All of a sudden, I just got an automatic email that my advisor changed. Nobody told me anything. My advisor sucked since day one, but whatever. It's my teacher now, and he didn't even tell me. I just have a new advisor. I'm not even signed up for class. Like, I don't know what's going on. Like, my advisor's just, like, thin air. So, that's what I got.
So based on the dining committee meetings, they're actually planning on transitioning to the swipe system. Like the
Let me shut up, I'm sorry.
Right now, they're trying to focus on finding somewhere to put a convenience store.
Yeah, they cannot do an all-you-eat like dining hall unless we have another store on campus, and that's why the other colleges do it, because they have like multiple stores. So until we get like another separate store, they can't do it, which is what we learned.
Most colleges that have those all-you-can-eat options require like a second place for ready meals or just places like generally accessible areas that you can have outside of the dining hall, because most of those places you can't take food out. They're planning on having a takeout program here, which is very fortunate, but
Oh, another thing you guys might know, they're trying to work towards opening Dawn up until 8, like normal on Saturdays.
Can I get a quick solution-oriented response to the convenience store idea? You just said Willard, that doesn't get used, the Norman doesn't get used, or the preschool. How is that?
that sounds great. You can bring it up next meeting.
I mean, the preschool's not that far. What my concern with that is, from what I heard, was really my college. And considering they wouldn't renovate it to keep preschool open, I don't think they would renovate it to keep it open. I don't know, Magic. You're gonna hate on some preschoolers.
Guys, sorry.
I am a youth development major, and we have a program called Ally that meets every Wednesday during free period, and the department head of youth development has been threatening to cancel the program, and we are very upset about that because the Ally program has benefited so many students. It gives non-traditional students or students who are marginalized a place to come and commute and be heard and be understood and have fellowship with each other, and they're threatening to take it away.
Can you expand on the program real quick? Because I don't know anything about it.
Well, it's I'm trying to think of the best way to explain it. It's like a support group, but not a support group. It's a place where students who are marginalized in certain ways, or like non-traditional students, just come and eat lunch together and fellowship, and we discuss issues that we're having, and we just try to support each other. It's kind of like a support group, but it's been accredited as a class, and they're threatening to cut it.
That sounds amazing.
So I just want to touch on like the professor situation that Miguel brought up. So I'm in the political science department. That's where my majors and my certificate is. And so I'm also taking like upper level classes because I'm going to be a senior next semester. So I'm trying to figure my ish out. But that's a big problem because like a lot of departments are like trying to apply to like get adjuncts, because that's how it is. Departments have to apply for FTEs, full-time equivalents of those adjuncts, and then they get approved or denied by the school. So I know a lot of departments are being denied their adjuncts, which is really, really tough, because then we have problems like upper level people can't get into their classes. So it's kind of like a good and a bad thing, because we have so many new students. So like a lot of first year, second year students are getting their classes because they have like 20 friggin' different sections for the same class. But then upper level students like me, I get like 2 sections, maybe like 2 times for a class as like an option. And it's either that or like I don't take the class at all that semester. So I'm actually trying to get like not a report, but just kind of like a formal issue complaint done, and like my department's helping me with that, because I think it's a really, really big problem. And like Rick's growing, you know, our enrollment's been going up, which is great, but like also not great if we're not gonna like tend to the students who've been here and like who are trying to finish their 4 years, because Rick loves to preach 4 years then you're out. That's not it. Like, that's not it for me. And I know it's not for a lot of other students because of that problem. So I'm trying to do a formal report on it. Hopefully something happens, but that's all I got.
Okay, I have to go by the number of people that I have. By order. So.
Just to like touch back on the convenience store issue real quick, I love that because I'm anti-swipe into Dawn, because sometimes I just want to go and get like a fountain drink. I don't have to pay like $13 to swipe in just to get a beverage, so pro that. On the professor issue, fully agree, and I mean I've been here for a long time, so is Ariana, and yeah, like almost nobody I know has done 4 years at Rec. Like, it's kind of a joke of like, like super seniors at Rec, like run the school, because we're all here for like 6 years. But I also think it's an issue, and I'm gonna say this delicately, but the new Cyber Institute, they are hiring people like no tomorrow, and I love that we're getting funding, and I love that we're pushing that forward. I'm all for like pushing that out and getting new majors and getting new people who are interested in cyber. But like, they are hiring at insider knowledge, at a higher rate than what other departments can hire at, because they want new professors, and I think it's really unfair that they're getting new professors in, trying to push this new cyber thing and advertise Rick as this like crazy cyber institution school, and we have people who literally aren't able to graduate because there's no professors to teach classes. And I think that's super, super, super unfortunate that departments are literally falling apart. Like, I've heard of departments that can't buy paper for their printers, but we can hire like 10 new professors for this new institute. And I'm like, this is kind of backwards. This is a little backwards.
Hi, so I work at the bistro, and they keep adding new things. And it's like, okay, we can have new things, but also all of our old things, all of our equipment is breaking, and they refuse to fix it. So one, our dishwasher has been broken on and off since last year. And recently, we opened it up, smelled like plastic, the little burning, the whatever they like heats the water or something, it was red hot. That's not supposed to happen. Sometimes it just shuts down. Not great, especially when we've been very busy this year, much more busy than previous years. And, you know, we kind of need a working dishwasher to be able to have clean dishes and stuff for people to have clean food. That brings me to another thing. Your sandwiches, all the items in there, they're being kept cold by ice cubes because our deli unit is not working, and supposedly we are getting a new one in January, but given the track record, we haven't been able to get new equipment for a while. But we're getting fryers. We're getting fryers, but yes, we need to get fryers, but our deli unit is broken.
Hi, I'm a social work major. What they have at my department is that they pay for an AI checker. My professor's open about that. And so I think if we could have like a fund that like maybe SCG funds or just like, I don't know, someone funds that like a paid subscription to one of those AI checkers, because if they're gonna use it, might as well, okay, Jack's making a face at me. If they're gonna use it, they might as well use like one that is like reliable.
Don't use them at all.
Alright, don't do that. You want to say no.
I'm allowed to. My assignments do that.
So, I was just, I don't know, I'll say this delicately as well, but so I have a degree in criminal justice and sociology, finishing my psych before moving on to the master's because of what I'm trying to do, and I believe that it has a lot to do with inflation in this case. If like, there's so many things that have to be fixed, but even though we have to hire more professors, cybersecurity, I understand that they're trying to hire more, because look what happened over the summer with Providence School Department having a ransomware attack that held them for like $1 million, and it kind of affected the students. As we progress more and more, and our society is evolving a lot of technical uses, we need to up our defenses to some extent. But it is a shame that they have to do proposals to get more adjuncts, but when it comes to budgeting, I don't know what the school's budgeting is, but if it's not the best, and it costs a lot of money to hire the people, because these professors, they must expect to get paid a lot of money, because they didn't get their PhDs for nothing, or their masters, for example. Especially if it's fixed like new things, and you're still buying new things too, and fixing the dorms, it's costing too much money. And every time anything new is being built on this campus, aren't they like increasing the prices more and more? The cost of living is so high, there's a reason why we have the Hope Scholarship in the first place. No student or anyone in general should be paying so much to come to the school, let alone the fact that people leaving with their college degrees, communications, education, whatever it is, they're not sticking to their jobs, they can't find a job, and it's absolutely horrible.
Back to the professor thing, the lack of professors is kind of ridiculous. For my freshman year, I had to retake psych this semester for the simple fact that I just happened to end up with a horrible professor last year because it was the only option. Because I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. But I mean, there was only 2 professors, and if anyone who did take psych, if they're in here, you probably know what I'm talking about. But they were horrible, and I just ended up getting stuck with that option, so I had to retake because of how bad of a professor they were. While the professors I'm taking this year, wonderful, love this person. They teach, they're very nice, they are very understanding, and I love that they are. But yeah, the lack of professors is getting out of hand because there's no reason that when you try and pick out a class, you just have, like, let's say you have something to deal with, like a hold or whatever, and then you go back the next day and this class is filled, and then it's like happens to be the last class you could have picked from. Now it's like, what do I do if I really need this class? Rick needs to open up more classes or figure something out with professors because it gets a little ridiculous.
So I just want to copy what you were saying earlier today about like we're in a teacher crisis and we have no teachers, but they tell us at the school of Feinstein that we can't have a full-time job while we're student teaching. We're paying 7 credits that we're not using any of the amenities here. So I just find it crazy that we're paying 3 extra credits for student teaching and we're not using any of the amenities here. We're not getting support. We're not even having classes here, and we're doing free labor for the whole semester. Mind you, some people have to do 2 placements, and other ones just have to do that 1. But if you're doing double majors or your certificate is K-12, you have to do 2 placements, and you're not getting paid. And that's 6 to 7 hours of free labor to the state. And I feel like at least we should get a stipend for our troubles, because I feel like that's unfair. And it shouldn't be 7 credits. It should be at least 4 credits, 5 max. But I shouldn't be paying 7 credits extra for tuition that I'm not going to be on campus any time of day. So I just feel like that's just wrong, especially for a teacher that you're going to be doing for the rest of your life. And sometimes it doesn't add up that I'm paying more tuition, but I'm not getting any repercussion back for it. So that's my tea for this school.
Oh, just wait.
That's true.
Alright, so I'm also an education major. Woo! I'm one of the ones that has to do 3 placements. So I will be doing free labor from August of next year to June of the following year. For the entire time, I do not get to take off our winter break. I do not get to take off our spring break. I have to work through every break, basically. I get off whatever the school gets off. On top of that, I will have to be taking the rest of my higher up classes in the afternoon after working all day, which means that I can't work because I work during the school day. My job is a direct support professional. I have to quit my job. I have to find a new job so that I can afford to go to school so that I can have a career in the field I want to go into. They offer absolutely no leeway with that. You're allowed to miss, I think, 3 days unless something happens, which is also ridiculous. And then on top of that, they all only have, like, anyone else who's an ed major knows that if you need a class, you have to take it whenever that class is. There's no, like, oh, 2 sessions of this run. Absolutely not. There's 1 session of each class with 1 teacher. And, like, for example, I'm taking a class next semester with a teacher who I know is a horrible teacher. I'm sorry, but, like, she's old. She should be out of the department. Every single person... Yes. Every single person in the department has complained about her. We've complained to our professors. We've complained to the dean. She's horrible. She takes, like, 6 months to grade things. I took a winter class with her and did not get my grade back until May. They were due in February. My friends find out that they failed the class, like, after they took it in the winter. They found out in the summer that they failed. She never communicated that with anyone, and the department does nothing about it. They refuse to do anything about it. They won't hire more teachers. We had a teacher pass away last year. A lot of you know. She was lovely. Her co-teacher had to continue to teach the next day because there's not much they can do. They can cancel class, but they only get to cancel class so many times before a student can complain about it. And so the co-teacher, after watching her co-teacher have a heart attack at Rick, went in and talked the next day because the department wouldn't let her cancel her class.
Education. And we have a school education, guys.
we are one of the top majors here, and we get treated like trash.
Nursing?
Yep, us nursing and communication.
Okay, so for the ed majors here, I've been like talking to the head of like the LED. I've been talking to Dr. Caprero, if you guys know her. Love her. And they're planning on trying to compacting all of the like courses. So instead of taking like 14 credits like most of us are, we're gonna start taking 17 so we can graduate earlier instead of doing the extra semester. I don't know how far along you guys are, but I'm in my second year now. And they're trying to compact it so we get out of here in 4 years and we don't have to like waste our credits anymore. Yeah, exactly. Unfortunately, we will have to like continue to do that winter to like semester, but you know, if we can get out of here in 4 years instead of 4.5, I feel like it's kind of worth it. You know what I mean?
It's got a stipend because working for free. But they're so cute. The kids are so fun. It's so fun, guys. We want to do this. We want to be here. We're going to be great teachers. We're going to get paid later. It's okay.
Yes, but I would like to be paid now so I can afford to go to the school. It is if you like have living expenses and car
Guys, so I have two things. One related to what you guys are talking about and one entirely unrelated. I have a question for the education majors. So you have to pay 7 credits to do student teaching for free?
Yep.
So you're paying the state to work for the state?
Yes.
They got it on 360. That's crazy.
Yeah, wow. We take credits over like the credit limit over student teaching because student teaching itself counts as credits, and then you have to take classes on top of that for most people. So I know like my student teaching semester is 19 credits, which means that I'll have to pay like $400 extra in tuition to cover that one extra credit. Because it's $364 per credit you go over the 18 credit limit. And not only that, you have to get authorization from the dean. You have to get authorization from your advisor. And all of these people have to agree to allow you to take an extra credit that you have to take.
I am so sorry.
And so for like some people, because I'm a dual concentrate, so I'm in special education, but I'm doing both. So I have to take 2 classes when I'm student teaching on top of student teaching. And then I'm teaching my second semester, I have 2 more classes on top of that student teaching. And then I have to teach after we graduate. Like I'll walk the stage and then I still have to teach for another month and a half.
Reasonable graduate.
Wow, okay. Wow. Entirely unrelated note. I know that a lot of people had some complaints about Donovan Dining Center. Please, for the love of God, email the SCG president and just come to the Donovan Dining Center committee meetings because I need more people to complain with me.
There will also be food there, so.
There's also food there. No, it's better.
Yeah,
You get like
because it's less people there.
It's like a half stage above what we usually do.
Yeah.
Half stage above.
Because like the first time they gave us way more. These were, I wrote them down so I don't forget. Rick loves to waste money on things that do not need. For example, that mural on the side of the building, I'm sorry, I know you all seen the post when they posted it, and I don't know if anybody's seen the comments, but I know somebody was reading Rick to filth and they deleted all the comments. Because I watched it happen in real time and people were arguing about it because someone was like, Rick, how about instead of you wasting money on a fucking painting, spend it on your students? And someone tried to check them and they checked them back. And then Rick proceeded to clear the entire comment section. And I watched it happen in live time. Yeah. I have no, because like the art is really pretty, but Rick, respectfully, we did not need a painting right now. We needed you to help your students. Like, I don't know, improving the buildings or improving the classes, or maybe using that money to find more professors. When it comes to grading, can we get our grades more often? I'm sorry, waiting until midterms, that's not working for me, because if I'm failing a class, I want to know by the end of the month, so at least I can fix it. Because if I'm finding out at midterms, that's already kind of too late for me. Especially
for like us nursing majors, we are taking science classes. If I'm doing bio and I'm not doing good in bio, I want to know by week 3. So if I need to drop this class, I can drop it. If I need to, like any of that, I need to get rid of it so it doesn't hold me back. This is very off topic, but I think the rec should be open later. Or, honestly, I would be down for it to be an all-night thing because at the end of the day, we're adults. You should be able to lift the weight without killing yourself. It's like, if they're worried about like kids being in there being reckless, block off the rec from like block off the rest of it, the pool, the basketball court, just leave the weight room and the cardio room. And if they're worried about certain things happening, take away certain items so that like the ones that are higher risk, block them off so people can't use them, and have a sign, add something to the waiver that says you are responsible for yourself after these hours. Because we know Rick's worried about getting sued or whatever. Make it in the waiver that they have a sign the same way that we have to watch a YouTube video that, let's be real, nobody watches it. Have us read it in front of you that says, we read this, we know what we read, and we agree that after this time of hour, if we go in there, we are responsible for ourselves. And then the last thing was just, some of the things the school charges us for, I was going through like the statements of what we're charged for. The fees are something as an athletic fee. What is an athletic fee? Because I am a nursing major. I am not picking up a ball, a bat, a sock. I'm not kicking, throwing. I'm not picking anybody up. What is an athletic fee?
So, and I'm going to answer 2 of your questions. The first one is an athletic fee. So basically, we are allowed to form an intramural sport. So we have, I call it football, but maybe it's called soccer, but football, I think there's, I don't know about why I call we are allowed to make intramural teams. So that's what the athletic fee is for. So that we can use that in that. So the rec center, the only reason why the rec center is open is first is the staff. So because if we have it open, they have to pay the staff, and rec is very steep. The second thing is, I have said the same thing, but every time I have said it, they're always like, no one goes there.
Well, I mean, it's also on the other side of campus. I personally think the Murray Center and the rec should be swapped.
Absolutely.
Because let's be real, I'm not an athlete, but I feel like they don't really use the Murray Center as much because they still send the athletes to the rec to do their workouts regardless. So, like, I still think it should be swapped.
I was gonna play about rec rooms. I don't know. I know there's a lot of club people in here. I feel like it is almost impossible to get a room anywhere on campus that isn't the student union. And even when it is the student union, there's still pushback. And I'm like, maybe it is me, but I've gone to so many Rick Rooms tutorials, and I know a lot of people in this room can say the same thing. And so, at one point, it's not us, you know? So my thinking on the matter, if there's a way that we can, advocate for students to be able to use the spaces, because it is insane how, gate-kept some of these rooms are. So, my thoughts and feelings.
We have, let's say, 20 minutes before they kick us out, because we're supposed to be here to 8 o'clock. So. Oh, sorry, advice.
Yeah, so we live in 2024 and we can't use MyRic on your phone. It's kind of crazy. Look, you can use it, but you have to turn it landscape, zoom in, and then it's just a mess. No, look. It's usable, but it's not it sucks. It simply sucks, and it should be better.
No, I get what you mean. So you have to go more to if you want to do the student center and stuff, and click the little
exactly.
It's
Yeah.
Hell. Now, if you're just looking up one little quick thing, it's easy. But when you have to do extra stuff, going to the external links and stuff, it's hell. It's
and then for making the campus look better, the mural, it's nice, but honestly, we just need more trees. In the park, we take a look at URI or Brown, for example. The only difference, the thing that they have more than us is, first, good architecture, but like that can't be really fixed. We can just plant more trees. That's all we really need to make this campus look more beautiful.
Pretty hard to follow up the tree comment, but just like a little commercial break before we get back to Buddy on my right. I've been ghosted by my professor. I keep trying to send this man emails. I'll say his name. Is the camera? Neil Mercier, what his name? I send this man emails, waiting on days, sitting there by my computer, waiting for him to wait for the little ding. Y'all know the little ding, the little notification.
Yeah, what's it sound like?
What's the ding sound like?
Bing! Something like that, too. You know, but nothing. Radio silence. I get to class. He arrived 10 minutes late. I get it. Traffic can be kind of tough. Life be life, and I understand. You get there 10 minutes late. I go, hey man, hey professor, you get my email? He said, oh no, I didn't. What you mean you didn't? It's 3 days pending. You see, because now he's doing my job. Sometimes I don't look at my emails, but like, you're the professor. I'm paying you to teach me the skills that I need to get somewhere in this life. You know what I mean? And if we can't communicate, I'm just asking, just send a notification back. You know what I mean? But that's about it.
My sucks. Blackboard sucks. All that sucks. Adirondack sucks. The Metacat thing, it all blows. Everything about going to Rick, the application, the process of signing for housing, all that, it all blows. Freshman year, I wanted to make a nice, pretty app that everybody could use. It would see your grades, how you'd sign up for class, whatever, all that. It was going to be so perfect. I emailed everybody and their mom, and nobody responded. It sucked. Everybody's having concerns about technology right now. It would have been taken care of. I promise you that. So, I don't know if you know somebody, say something. Have them check their emails. Bin Wang or whatever. All those people. Check your emails.
This is about professors, well, just in classes in general. Why is it that these classes are more about test taking than actual teaching? Like, I'm sorry, I feel like everything's like, oh, you have this quiz coming up. I just want to learn, I'm sorry. I don't want to take 5 exams every 2 weeks. It's stressful, it's unnecessary stress, and I just feel like I'm not learning anything from it. I'm a horrible test taker, but like, I wish there was something we could do about all these exams and quizzes and tests that we do. And also, can we please make it so that professors aren't making us sign up for unnecessary subscriptions for like Pearson. I had bio this year. I had to pay $269.46. I remember exactly because when I texted my mother, she flipped out. She was like, "Don't you ever spend your own money like that again?" And tell me, because I had to drop out of my own account that much. And what made it worse was she didn't let us know it was going to be that much. The site itself said only like 100 something, so you're like, okay. But it was 2 separate links for 2 different Pearsons from the same lady, when she could have just put everything on one and then just separated it by, if you're in my lab, do this one. If you're in my lecture, do this one. If you're in both, figure it out. But instead, we ended up all paying over $200 something for a physical lab manual that none of us got, a link that was emailed to us, and a book that was digital. That, mind you, she printed out every piece of this work that was from Pearson and said, oh, I'm not grading any of the physical work, just the work that you do online, which was exactly what she gave us. Physical. So can Rick please do something about this whole making us spend unnecessary money? Because it's getting out of hand. Yeah, and then for one of my math classes, I signed up last year and I got the subscription in it this year. I was like, you've got, and then like it's for so long. I'm like, I'm only using for half a semester.
If you purchase it, you should own it because it continues. Education continues after college. There's no end.
Everything wants to be a subscription now, so.
That's the problem.
Yeah,
Sure. I gotta say, yeah, I'm loud. And I mean this so sincerely, I've been here for a very long time. The greatest thing Rick teaches you is how to be self-sufficient. And I mean that so entirely. Like, if your professor is not getting back to you, genuinely either go to your advisor or go to the chair of that department. Like, and it sucks that it has to be that way because they should just respond to emails, right? Like, it's kind of dumb that he's like dodging your email as a
It's
student.
been like that for a minute, and I haven't given it out of love,
But, like, and again, it sucks that it's this way, but like, at Rick, you gotta be chasing people. You gotta be like, hey, my professor's not getting back to me. Like, talk to the chair of the department. They're gonna keep them accountable. And again, it should just be that way automatically, but it's not. And that's the reality, is that it's not automatically like, oh, they should get back to me, and they're not. Like, go to the chair, go to the dean, go to your advisor, have your advisor yell at them. Like, there are steps you can take to do that. As for the tests and quizzes, I feel like that's entirely department specific, because I know like some, like even in like upper level like math portions where I'm like, I took one quiz this whole semester. Do you know what I mean? But also like that's something you can, and I sincerely mean this, like set up meetings with like your advisors. The chairs of the departments are professors too. Like you can set up meetings with them and voice your grievances to them, like not just your SCG, but like you can have your voice heard. You just gotta chase it, as annoying as that is.
Wow.
Yeah, I was asked to relay a couple of comments from other students who couldn't be here. So one thing was that there's mold in the ceiling of the lower level of the library, and the Fogarty building is not safe because the foundation is cracking.
So funny. You might die that way. That would be so funny.
And then the other thing was someone asked that the Wednesday before Thanksgiving would be officially a day off of classes for the college, because some professors cancel classes, but not all, and a lot of students will travel that day. So.
Being self-sufficient is awesome. Rick should not be teaching how to do that. My teacher should respond to their email. The chair of the department is my advisor, and as you guys heard me talking about earlier, my advisor just ditched me, just no email. Chair of the department. The only person I go to besides that is Ted Zio. He's awesome, but he's a busy guy. He does something like every other day. It's hard to reach out to people. No, you shouldn't have to be self-sufficient. No.
Final answer.
Back to the Pearson topic, I just want to say how much I hate how some professors are so reliant on that program that they just can't teach about it. My math class, it's all Pearson. Like, does the school have Pearson in its back pocket or like back out LED or something? It's too much.
Like any other biology class, any math class is all Pearson. No one would teach you anything, just gonna do a bunch of assignments on Pearson. So I just wanted to know the calculus tablet.
So I'm going to piggyback on the Pearson, but I'm not going to be for the professors or against them, but we all experience burnout, so it sucks that some of the students being ghosted, it's unprofessional, but I can also imagine how these professors have so many students, and some of them are actually advisors as well, and it just tax on them, especially if there's like a shortage of professors. So we all should be mindful, at least for people who experience burnouts. They're human too, and they're trying to do their job. We all have experienced it as well. So I wanted to say that. As for the Pearson, what is up with that? Like, there's no actual education anymore. Like, this is literally happening. It wasn't like this in 2018. I started college in 2018, and it was a lot of students bought their textbooks or digitally rented them, and the professors actually made the assignments. Nowadays, I'm hearing about this Pearson or the McGraw-Hill where you paid $70+ and it's like, what is this? I'm not learning anything. Anyone can easily bypass it.
Any last question before we close this? Okay.
Honestly, I'm supposed to be closing, but I have my own complaints, you know? Because now that we're talking about piercing, there ain't no damn way I'm supposed to be spending $400 a semester just to take my own homework and quizzes. Like, we have Blackboard for that. Put that on Blackboard. Like,
Hey,
let's
man,
be real.
that's how it was back then.
Yes.
No shade. What happened to they? Y'all don't have a printer? Because last I checked, we're charged. Like, how many cents to go print at the library?
Yeah. Every time I see that shit, that made me happy.
And like, you know, I think Rick is spreading their professors too thin, so that's why we're having a lot of these problems. That's why, like, they're advisors of clubs, they're teaching classes. Like, we really just need like more staff. Like, that's just my complaint. But okay.
So, we have way too many administration way too many administration, way too many staff, and less faculty. That's the problem. That's what I've heard all night. So we need to like switch that around. We have so many, what's it called, VPs or like associate that's not needed in any capacity. I can survive without an associate, student life. I don't need that. I truly do not need that in my life. And I can use a philosophy professor or an economics professor that can actually teach ethics that I need to graduate. So,
but there's a lot of. I'm sorry. I feel like there's a lot of like administrators.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
Just like not
their
with
salaries, we can get more professors.
Because I feel like there's some people who just are not doing their jobs. I'm not going to say names, but there's a certain someone who lives in Penn. And I witnessed somebody tell me they told him there was an issue, and he looked at the issue and says, there's nothing we can do about that. The issue is a light flickering.
But with the excessive staff members, they should be reassigned, and some of them were not doing their job properly, should be fired. But we should be very careful because the job economy is so bad, these people may have families as well, or they might have their own issues. So we shouldn't just cut their salary because everything's expensive as well. They have mortgages. So we have to find a nice way to get rid of them or reassign them to better positions.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree with you, but I'm like, if the problem is money, we have way too many staff just restructure. Yeah. Miguel, and that'll be the end of. Miguel is going to give the last question, and we can end this out.
I know they're about to rebrand, but I feel like this is a good example of like a department that isn't really helpful, like the Career Development Center.
No.
I have never, ever gotten help from them. I see people, like I was an orientation leader for 2 years. Like that's always the biggest session because students are like, oh, we're going to find out how to like find a job on campus. Nope, they find out how to look at Handshake. Don't even show you how to like log in or apply to something. They just show you what Handshake is. And Handshake also completely terrible.
Yeah.
Like worst software ever. Like what is that?
Which kind of so Handshake can offer some like random hospital. I'm not like saying I can't work for you.
So one more question, I promise.
Oh no, this is not a question. I am closing this out. Not that I don't want your voices, but your voices are so powerful. Like this is amazing. And I love having conversations with you all, and this is like so great. So I invite you all to come see me during office hours if you have serious concerns, because I'm Deputy Speaker of Student Community Government, and my committee is called Conditions and Services, and this is what we work on because we need to advocate for our students, right? And this is what we're here. This is our community. This is why we're all together right now voicing our concerns. So Monday and Tuesday, I'm in the SCG office. Come see me. My email, Deputy Speaker. You can find me on Outlook. So, like, keep using those powerful voices. And it doesn't end here, We're going to keep using them. And I got more to come. So you'll see an email from me.
How often will these, like,
So, I'm glad you asked. So we have town halls each semester. So our next one will be next semester. But we're launching a feedback service here. So we do have complaint boxes up right now that you can get. There's one in Dawn near like the little SCG portraits where you put like a little complaint in there. It's anonymous too. There's one in the library, I think on the main floor. we're moving them to highly populated areas, but there's also going to be an online form where you can just scan the QR code, and then it's going to be anonymous, so if you don't want to put your name, that's fine, and then you can put your like complaint or comment in, and then it'll go directly to me, and we'll work on trust.
We also have something called open forum. We are part of SCG. You come in and you have the dean of students, the vice president of student success in the meeting, and you can talk about anything you want. No one gets to
email it to speaker@rickscg.org. That's this guy. Or honestly, if you just email Sullivan_T_Sullivan2620.
Yeah, and also thank you guys for this. We would definitely work on this, and what we have heard so far, we're gonna like consolidate and talk about it, and hopefully we can make the administration do something.
I'm gonna play outro music.
Thank you guys.
Great meeting, guys. Very entertaining, too. Really?
Everyone's still in the room.